When I need answers about anything to do with personal growth, I go straight to my mom and my aunt. Here they are, Priscilla Babin and Tina Gilliatt with the Sister Sauce.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sister Sauce. I'm Priscilla and I've got my beautiful sister Tina with me. Hi Tina.
Hello, everybody. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Thank you, Easter Bunny.
The
Hey
Easter
Tina.
Bunny needs to be reminded that we are Weight Watching.
Yeah, we are Weight Watching. I'm gonna ask you a bad question then.
Uh-oh. What's
What's your
my bad
favorite
question?
Easter candy?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I should have known you were going to do that. Oh, well, I love Peeps, but then I scanned them with my Weight Watchers app when I was at mom's a few weeks ago and was horrified and said, okay, I'm not going to eat Peeps. But I used to love the gold brick eggs.
Mhm.
Now, Heavenly Hash was never my thing, but we have a friend that makes homemade Heavenly Hash.
Ooh,
Gosh,
I
it
have had
is
homemade.
so
Yeah.
good. So shout out to Clayton. He makes homemade Heavenly Hash and he sells it like at craft shows and stuff. And last year he made a huge pan of Heavenly Hash for Catherine, our friend. And AJ ordered some for us as well. And we won't be doing that this year. Thank you very much. It
I
was
just
right before we started Weight Watchers.
Oh, well, my favorite is the gold brick eggs, and I just looked
Oh,
it up on Weight Watchers. 10 points for one egg.
Goldberg egg. Oh my
10
gosh.
points. That's like half my day.
I know. That's crazy. Well, see, once you get to your goal weight, then you'll be able to have those kind of treats every once in a while. But when we were kids, they used to do a gold brick bar. Elmer's, I think it was, made a gold brick bar. And we were going to Mount Calvary Lutheran Church when we were kids, and they would give us every Christmas this box that was always kind of fancy and had a bunch of gold brick bars in it. And it was a Christmas treat as opposed to an Easter treat. But basically the same thing as a gold brick egg, just shaped differently. So I'm right there with you. Gold brick eggs are so good. Mm.
So good. This year I actually Googled looking for Easter treats matching up with Weight Watchers points, and I found an article on weightwatchers.com.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's
So I was
awesome.
like, okay, what can I buy for myself that's lower points? Those Jelly Belly jelly beans, surprisingly, you can eat quite a bit of those for a low amount of points. And I love those. And the Lindt chocolate bunnies, the little ones, are not too bad. So I'm gonna like cut it in 4 pieces. I'm gonna chop his little head off. I'm gonna chop it up and try to measure out 4 pieces because a quarter of one isn't too bad. So, and I'll spread it out over, the whole week. So that's my treats this
Oh,
this
that
year.
sounds yummy. Mm,
You not need a lot, I try to focus on quality over quantity.
there you go. Yeah, for a while we were buying the kids Easter baskets and filling them with all kinds of candy. And they were so picky that they wouldn't eat what we bought them anyway, and we would
Mm.
end up eating it. So about, I guess, age 14 or 15, we started saying, okay, you guys, do you want us to go spend money on candy that you probably won't eat? Or should we ask the Easter Bunny to bring you dollar bills? And we started just doing the whole money thing for Easter, which is kind
Mm.
of ridiculous, but
Well, I mean, you got to do what works. So, and I still like to treat my grown-up kids, and so I try to be creative and send them, fun things. So this year they got little Lego flowers that they can put together just for fun, and they're real pretty little, little decoration for around the house. And then they got some candy, so a little bit of candy. So they got a little treat, nothing too crazy. I was a little bit more crazy last year and sent like variety packs of things, but not too bad.
You a good mama.
Have you seen the girl who on TikTok who gets on the thing and she says, y'all, my mother said she doesn't love me anymore, so I'm leaving. And the mother's screaming at her, that's not what I said. And she said, well, what did you say? And she said, I said you're too old for an Easter basket. And she says, same thing.
Yeah, she said, she said, well, I don't know if it's the same one, but she's like, I said 35 is too old for an Easter basket. And she's like, same thing.
This one was 23. Renee
Oh,
sent me
Lord.
that.
Yeah, everybody must be doing it.
And I said,
I
see,
did
I'm a
one a
good
while
mom.
back where my husband doesn't love me anymore. Yes, I do. What are you talking about? And then it was something silly he said to me, like, I don't know,
That
something.
must be why it seemed familiar, because you did something.
Yes. It's a kind of a trend that people do about different
Mm.
things. Oh, my husband doesn't love me anymore. I did not say that. And they said, yes, you did. No, I didn't. I said your hair looks okay, but I like it longer. Whatever. So it's really cute. I love all those little trends.
Yeah. Well, do you have some hot sauce for us for Easter?
Do. It's sort of hot sauce. We have family members that joke about how they don't go to church on Christmas and Easter because that's when all the heathens go. And of course, it's just a joke, but it does seem like, and as the media director of a church, I know that Easter Sunday and Christmas are the two most populated days in the church. Those are the 2 days that we get a lot of people. Could be that people are traveling for spring break, and so our members have guests in town, or it could be same for Christmas, family is in town, and so you bring the family, and that's why there are more people in church. But there always are a handful of people who show up and you haven't seen them in a year, and then if you're like me, you're stupid and you walk up to them and you say, hi, have I met you before? Or I'll say, welcome to Grace. And they say, I've been a member here for 25 years. And they get mad at me. But what you're supposed to say is, have I met you before? Because that way you're not insinuating that they've never been to church before. But I used to screw it up all the time. However, my hot sauce is not really angry or anything. I just want to suggest to people that if you went to church today, is Easter Sunday, if you went to church or you didn't, if you don't go to a church regularly, look for a church family because I think community is so important. And I get that some people watch church online. I, of all people, understand that. I am the media director. I am responsible for making our live stream for our church as user friendly and as engaging as possible. And I try to do that. But there is just something different about being in a church, in a physical building with people. And we know the church is not the building, the church is the people. However, being in the same building, in the same space with people who are like-minded and can be your family and be your support is completely different than being in an online community. And I just want to encourage you, if you don't attend church regularly, look for an opportunity to do that, and then find a church that you love and that supports your belief system. Because if you go to one where you're not comfortable, you won't get as much out of it.
Amen.
And our church is a great one, so you can come to ours.
All are welcome.
Email.
Welcome. Amen. We got some meaty sauce today too about Easter, some fun facts.
Yeah, I like fun facts.
We got the fun facts. today. There's 25 funny and unexpected trivia facts about Easter. Shall we take turns, Tina?
We shall.
I'll do the first one.
All right.
The first one is eggs used to be colored with all natural ingredients. And you can still do that. There's ways of doing it. It's just not as convenient as buying the Paws kit with the little copper stick and all that stuff. I always used to love that when I was
And
a
the
kid.
little decals.
The little stickers, or they
It's
had
like giving
some
an
of them had
egg
the
a
rub-on.
tattoo.
Yeah, some of them come with stickers now too, and some of them had the decals that were like the ones you rub, and it makes the little tattoo on the egg.
Yeah, I love
Um,
that.
they use they used to use, and some people maybe still do, leftover onion peels, tree bark, and even flower petals to be key ingredients for the egg dye. I'm having problems talking today. So give that a try yourself if you want. You can look that up online. There's like recipes for making your own egg dye. I know you can dye things brown or like a dark color with coffee too, if you want to make dark eggs. And you could do like the crayon resist and draw on it with white crayon. If you have white eggs, if you have the brown eggs, they don't dye as well because of it already has a natural pigment, but you can do, designs with your white crayon on the white egg, and I guess you'd have to use like a burnt sienna on the brown eggs. And then you can dip them. The brown ones don't tend to absorb the color as well either. So I don't know, just some thoughts on the egg dyeing. What's number 2, T?
Oh, well, before you move on, let me just say,
Um,
you remember those little wax pencils that you could use on the eggs before you dipped them? And the wax did something like it resisted the,
oh yeah. Yeah, that's what you can do with white crayon, but I
oh,
guess
it's the same
then we
kind of
had
thing.
one that was not a crayon. It was just the stick of wax, right?
Yeah, I think so. It was cool. Anyway,
Yeah.
I
And
just
then
remember all that stuff.
you can have a fancy egg.
Yeah, yeah. If you're talented, mine would just look like nastiness, but I
You
didn't
keep it
inherit any
simple.
of our mother's artistic ability. Okay.
Stripes are easy. Anybody can make stripes.
Stripes. A plaid egg. I could make a plaid egg. All right. So the original Easter hare or Easter bunny would judge kids if they were naughty or nice, just like Santa Claus. So the first Easter bunny was actually to ensure kids were well behaved before Easter started. And Easter treats were only given to good boys and girls. Those who were naughty left with empty baskets.
Mm,
No
that's
coal, just an empty
oh,
basket.
well, that's good. At least they don't know. I mean, coal in the olden days, that could have been handy though. Eat their
In
toast or
ye
whatever.
olden days.
I've seen some really nasty, evil looking Easter bunnies over the years too. You're probably the ones taking all the kids' candy home. The third one is the date of Easter changes every year, which most people, if you even care that Easter exists, you already probably are well aware of that, but it's extremely hard to explain to children. Why is Easter on my birthday?
See, that's me. Easter has fallen on my birthday several times,
Mm.
but I'd much rather Easter fall on my birthday than Good Friday.
Mhm. Yeah, you might not have noticed, but maybe we probably did, but it's a movable holiday, and it's because of Passover, which is influenced by the moon cycle every year. I know my cycle influences me heavily, so I get it. I'm so sorry, Easter.
That was way
You
more
have my
information than we
sympathy.
needed. Okay. So this is interesting. And when I was thinking about church, I was thinking about one thing that people could do is try to relate the things that we do with Easter um, to the whole Easter concept of, involved with Christianity. Because I remember we used to do different colored jelly beans, and there was a reason for different colored jelly beans and so on. But this one is sort of like that. It's number 4, and there are religious connections between Easter and pastel colors. Pastel colors are bright and pretty, and we often connect them to springtime. However, each color also has religious symbolism for Lent, Good Friday, and Easter. And so that is a good thing to look into.
Yeah, I actually have a little deep dive information on that.
Oh, do you?
I do. Lavender represents purity and love,
Oh,
and evokes a sense of tranquility. But the darker purple is associated with more somber feelings, and that's why we use it in Lent, because it's the dark period leading up to Easter. And then pastel pink is the color of new blooms and represents fresh beginnings. And mint green is associated with grass, which is also with growth and spring in general. And light yellow represents the warmth of the sunlight and optimism. And baby blue is a reflection of the clear, peaceful sky and serenity and calmness.
I like that.
So those might influence your next creative project.
There you go.
So those are some color ideas. Here's a crazy one. The most expensive chocolate Easter bunny cost $49,000.
Holy cramoly.
It also contained 548,000 calories. So best share that with friends. The most expensive feature on it, though, was the 2 solitaire diamonds for eyes. Don't eat the diamonds, probably. I feel like diamonds, especially if they're solitaires, might wreak a little havoc on your intestinal tract.
That's
Cut glass, it can cut your intestine.
Some people should not be allowed to have money.
Yeah.
I would just say that. Okay. Before Easter baskets, children would put eggs in a hat filled with straw. Brings new meaning to Easter bonnet, right? German settlers that immigrated to the United States in the 1700s brought a new Easter tradition. The night before Easter, children would fill their bonnets with hay, and in the morning, they would be overflowing with brightly colored eggs. It reminds me sort of like a bird's nest of eggs, right? The straw and the eggs. How cute.
Yeah. Oh, here's a fun fact. We were walking this morning. I was taking my son on some birthday activities with one of his friends, and we were walking from his friend's house back to the car, and I saw half of a robin's egg on the ground, the shell.
Wow.
So then there's lots of little trees that line that side of the street. So I think one of the trees must have had a robin nest in it.
Oh, wow.
So maybe that was a sign for me to have some peace. I was like,
pass some of that piece over here, baby.
For real. Pass the piece.
Pass the piece. Passing up the piece.
So here's another one for the Richie Riches.
Oh my gosh.
Average shopper spends $169.79. That's really specific during Easter. And the Easter basket in the picture has a bottle of champagne and Ferrero Rocher.
Okay, so that's like my kind of Easter basket.
Yeah.
Ferrero Rocher and champagne. Yep. Love it.
I don't know what the other stuff's supposed to be. Oh, there's nail polishes.
It's like a spa basket.
Yeah, it's got candles.
We're going to share this article, by the way. It's on housebeautiful.com, but you'll be able to look at these pretty pictures too.
Yeah, the pictures are very pretty. Ah, what's the next one?
All righty.
Number
Easter is the oldest Christian holiday on record. That's number 8. Every Sunday, Christians would celebrate the resurrection of Christ. Over time, it evolved into a pagan holiday to celebrate it once a year for the entire day. So they would celebrate the resurrection every Sunday, but then I think we should celebrate it every Sunday. We sort of do, but I mean,
Yeah.
to celebrate it once for the entire year. Maybe if we celebrated it every Sunday, people would come to church every Sunday.
Ah, I love Easter hymns.
Oh, me
I don't
too.
mind when we get one of those,
My favorite is Jesus Christ is risen today.
Mhm.
We're not supposed to say hallelujah during Lent.
I didn't finish. I didn't.
We're
I just
recording
said
on Good
hallelujah.
Friday, so we'll hold our hallelujahs until the podcast comes out.
I did not say the end part, so I'm okay. I'm still in there. So the next picture is a bunch of red eggs, which I got confused about when I first read this. But apparently in the Orthodox and Eastern Catholic churches, eggs are dyed red to represent the blood of Jesus before being blessed and distributed to congregants. And now they're mostly just a fun way of celebrating the springtime season, especially with creative decorating ideas. But I know red eggs are also like a symbol of luck, I think, in the Chinese culture.
Oh, wow.
I hope I'm right about that. But there was I had seen on something I was watching, they were talking about the tradition of when you have a new baby, you take an egg that's dyed red and you roll it across their forehead. It's supposed to bring good luck or something.
Very interesting. I've never heard that before.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
There's
All
weird
right.
traditions in every culture, I guess.
Here's a good one. Number 10. Most adults prefer milk chocolate to dark chocolate. So, see, I'm not a weirdo after all. I
No.
do not care for dark chocolate.
It's a, you have to
It's an
have
acquired taste.
because it's bitter.
It
It's
is.
bitter. And I like dark chocolate, but when I went to choose my bunny, I did go for milk.
I definitely like milk chocolate. I'm not a fan of dark chocolate at all. Mom used to tease me about that all the time. But it's, in fact, adults are twice as likely to choose the milky stuff.
Hmm.
So if you're buying an Easter surprise for someone, don't buy dark chocolate
Yeah.
unless you know for a fact they like dark chocolate.
There are some people who don't even like chocolate. I don't know what's wrong
That's
with
just evil. I'm
that's right.
sorry. That's just evil. If you are one of those people that doesn't like chocolate, call me and I'll have you drop all your chocolate off at my house. Oh my gosh.
Chocolate torture. Number 11, Good Friday, which is today. If you're listening and everything, you're on Easter already, but we're currently having Good Friday over here, is only honored in some states. While Good Friday is a major holiday for all Catholics, only 12 out of the 50 states consider the Friday before Easter an actual federal holiday. Most of the country will go to work on Good Friday.
That's
So,
interesting. That's interesting. The company that manages our church enterprise system is based out of Australia. And I emailed them this morning to ask them for help with a couple of things. And I said, "It's Holy Week!" exclamation point. And the guy wrote back and said, "It's okay. I got it all done for you." But I was laughing because I was like, I wonder why they don't get off today. But Australia, so I don't know. Maybe the Aussies don't recognize Good Friday. It's definitely a Christian company, so I'm not sure. But anyway,
maybe
interesting.
they do it different. Who knows? Their Mother's Day is a different.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
true. That's true. Okay, so number 12 is giving eggs is a symbol of rebirth in many cultures. The egg symbolizes new life, fertility, and rebirth in many parts of the world. Thanks to the rounded shape, it's also been used as a symbol of the earth and our connection with nature.
Makes sense to me. I love eggs. I love eggs. I love boiled eggs, scrambled
Oh, I
eggs,
love
chocolate eggs.
boiled eggs. It's so funny because I never would have eaten a boiled egg as a kid, but as an adult, oh my goodness. We should boil some eggs because those are some healthy treats. I have to talk to my husband
The
about that.
healthy treat. Huh. I didn't think about that. That's a good
Yes, because
idea.
a boiled egg is 0 points in Weight Watchers.
Yeah. You know, when I had a dog, he he and I, if I boiled eggs, I'd have to make an extra one for him.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Two for me, one for him.
I love
Because I
eggs.
love
Did I
eggs.
mention that I like eggs?
You did mention that you like eggs. You love
Eggs are
eggs.
good. I love eggs.
Oh, I'm trying to get to my next one, but my article keeps closing up on me and saying error. So
Oh my goodness.
bear with me. I'm trying to scroll slowly so I don't upset my egg cart. Oh, here we go. Americans will consume more than 16 million jelly beans. I'm going to be in that number because I'm not going to have 16 million for myself, but I am having jelly beans in my basket.
Oh my
That's enough
gosh.
jelly beans to circle the globe not once, not twice, but thrice, or to fill a plastic egg the size of a 9-story building. I'd
Oh
like to
my
see that.
gosh, that is crazy. I don't eat, I like jelly beans, but I don't eat them because of my teeth, you know? Ugh.
Mm,
It makes me nervous. If you've ever had a crown, you got to worry you're going to pop it out if you chew in jelly
I
beans.
got two of them on this side.
And then it just, no, uh-uh.
Well, the good thing about the Jelly Bellies, besides being low points on Weight Watchers, is they're kind of on the smaller side. So there's not as much chewing involved. What I like about those, and they're not paying me to say this, but they can if they want to. What I like about those is you get these weird flavors, like because you can't get the flavors of Jelly Belly jelly beans like in anything else. Maybe Japanese candy because they go all out, but there's buttered popcorn jelly beans, and they taste like buttered popcorn. And there's juicy pear is my favorite, the juicy pear.
Ooh, yeah. So have you ever tried those jelly beans that have the nasty flavors and the good flavors?
I have not. I'm scared.
So our friends, Daryl and Lauren, you're friends with Lauren and Daryl. They did, I think it was last Easter or the Easter before, they did the whole nasty. So everybody they would give them like two jelly beans and then somebody would eat the one and somebody else would eat the other. And one of them was getting the nasty and one was getting the good. And they did a whole thing and it was live on Facebook. It just cracked me up. It was so much fun. Have
Oh
to go
my
back and look
God.
for that
I'm
on their
scared. I'd end
Facebook.
up getting a booger flavored one, but I
Oh,
won't.
it's so disgusting. I don't think I would want to do it. I think I tried one time just to satisfy one of my kids, and it wasn't one of the most unpleasant ones, but it wasn't pleasant. I don't even like black licorice jelly beans. They're nasty.
Either.
And those are meant to be good, but ugh, no, that's
We
gross.
used to have to buy, we did this thing for Easter where we had at least for the kids who were coming to the Easter egg hunt, we'd have pre-filled eggs with one of each of the colors that represented something from Easter. And so the red was the blood of Jesus, of course, the black is the tomb, and the white is like resurrection, and I forget the green is the grass, and the yellow is the sunshine, and whatever. And we had this little poem that went with it.
Mom used to do that. Yeah.
And we'd print out the little poem and roll it up or fold it up and put it in the egg with the jelly beans. Well, in order to get, they don't measure these things out when they put them in the bag. So to get enough we had to buy a ton of jelly beans, and we'd have this crap ton of jelly beans after we were finished loading eggs, and they would be at my house in a big bowl, a big sticky bowl. And nobody wanted the black ones, so I'd end up scooping all the black ones out and throwing them in the trash because
I would have done that first up, man, because you don't want your other jelly beans to be
get tainted
by that black
licorice.
It's like when people put mints in a jar of chocolates. What is up with that? They're adulterated once they hit that mint smell.
Have you ever caught somebody mixing a bag of M&Ms and a bag of Skittles? They're the
That's just evil.
That is evil.
Oh my gosh. Okay, don't get me started. Well, number 14 is, did you know, this is really interesting because I never knew this. Pretzels are linked to Easter too. Supposedly it's because the twists of the pretzel look like arms crossed in prayer. You can pay homage to the sweet treat and all it stands for, making these chocolate pretzel treats at home. And there's a link to a recipe. Oh
my God.
Why they I'm not really huge on like mixing salty and sweet, so I'm not sure how I would feel about that. But I sure do love those big old doughy pretzels. Oh my goodness.
Oh, don't get me started on Aunt Annie's. I don't even want to look that up in the Weight Watchers app. It'll probably give me a heart attack. They make those little pretzel dogs, and you can get the mini ones, and they give you this big cup full of those mini pretzel dogs. Those things are, you can't stop. You get one and it's like you turn into a cookie monster, but pretzel dog monster. Or you don't, I do. I turn into. So good. Buttery pretzels. 15 is the Easter bunny did not always lay eggs. The idea of an egg, the only reason I ever had the idea of an Easter bunny laying eggs was the Cadbury commercial, to be honest. I don't think I ever believed that eggs came out of a bunny.
I never either. What is up with that? I never believed that.
I don't want to eat anything that comes out of a bunny's butt. But the fluffy bunny stems from the Anglo-Saxon festival of Easter, with Easter spelled E-A-S-T-R-E. Easter. It's not Easter egg, but it's Easter. Which featured a spring goddess who used the rabbit to represent fertility. It wasn't until Germans settled in Pennsylvania in the 1700s that the tradition of the bunny that lays eggs came to the States. It makes you wonder about what the Germans have been eating, but
okay. So you're familiar with the tradition of people buying an Easter dress or an Easter outfit. My kids used to hate Easter because, well, they liked getting their baskets, but I used to make them dress in fancy pastel colored clothes. Well, did you know that buying a new outfit for Easter stems from superstition? Back in the mid 1800s in New York, not some other country, but in New York, people believed that buying new clothes to wear on Easter would bring them good luck for the rest of the year. And lucky for us, the custom continues today. I know you bought an Easter outfit.
I did for the first time in a while.
Yeah, me too.
I had a sort of new outfit last year, but it was something I had bought for a wedding, and it just also had flowers on it. And I was like, okay, double duty.
Same. I did the same thing a few years ago. I had to speak at a conference and I bought a new suit for the conference, and it happened to be powder blue. And so I said, oh, this would be perfect to wear for Easter, because the blouse that I had to go with it had pastels on it. And so I wore my powder blue suit to church for Easter. But it's been a while since I bought a dress or outfit specifically for Easter, but I did this year. I wanted to feel dressed up for a change.
Yeah, I just don't have anything real pretty, that fits me. So it's like, well, let me see.
We're working on it.
Fine. And I had a very specific vision of what I wanted, and I found it for a not too expensive price. So I was very pleased.
Awesome.
I'm hoping it's a little sheer, so I might have to wear some shorts or something, a tank top or something under it. But it looks nice, and I'm gonna have to make sure I wear an apron when I'm cooking Easter
Oh,
breakfast.
that's right, because the youth are cooking
Clean
breakfast
myself
for
if I
us
have
at
a ton of
church.
things to do.
The youth, as in the youth's moms. The moms of the youth.
Oh, the youths are they're probably gonna be putting in their efforts too.
I'm sure
They're
they
gonna be
are.
doing it, so we're gonna make them work. The world's largest chocolate egg, y'all, was made in Italy. The world's largest chocolate Easter egg was made in Italy in April of 2020. I can't talk. 2011, 13 years ago. I know that because that's the year my son was born, and he's turning 13 tomorrow. It measured 34 feet and 1.05 inches in length.
Wait,
So
how?
34
Oh, 34 feet plus
plus
one.
the 1 inch
Yes, I
in
got
length,
you.
and it weighed approximately 15,873 pounds,
I
which
wonder
is,
how many points it was.
oh God,
8
15,
million points.
almost 16,000 pounds. That means it was a little under 8 tons, right?
Right.
Gosh,
Oh.
it's bigger than a car. That's like bigger than an 18-wheeler. It's a big egg. I don't
Okay.
know how they do that without it melting all over the place. That's got me picturing that scene from the Willy Wonka with Johnny Depp where the palace is made of chocolate and it starts melting all over them when the sun comes up. Not a bad way to go, all things considered.
I'm excited about number 18.
I know you are. It goes with number 16, so it's kind of
It does. Number 18 is Easter bonnets are a relatively new concept in the United States. Back in 1933, they considered that relatively new. Composer Irving Berlin introduced the Easter bonnet into American pop culture with his ballad Easter Parade, which I was just singing earlier when we first got on. Today, it's still one of the most popular songs for the holiday. So, yes, I was singing that Easter song in my Easter bonnet when Priscilla and I first got on Zoom. Yes, I love it. And when I was a little girl, I have very fond memories of making an Easter bonnet out of a paper plate when we were in kindergarten, I think it was. It might have been first grade. And we took like the hard paper plates, what are they called? The Corel? I want to say it starts with a C.
Chinette.
Chinette, thank you. We took a Chinette plate and we glued bows and decorations all over it, like just
I
like
like the baby
Christmas
shower,
bows.
kind of like the baby shower thing.
Yes, exactly like that. And then the teacher
Whatever
would punch
shower it is.
holes and run ribbon through it, and we would put them on, and we would do an Easter parade. It was so freaking cute. I love it. I want to do that. Can we do that for church?
Can we? I'm thinking about it.
That would be so cute, wouldn't it?
I'm gonna go
Oh
pick
my
up some
God.
Chinette plates.
Do they make big China plates for big head people?
They make those oval ones.
I don't know. The oval one might kind of look weird, but yeah, I'm like really
You're gonna be
desiring.
surprised when I show up to church on Sunday with an Easter bonnet for you. A plate.
Oh well.
Oh boy.
I'd be afraid it would kind of mess up my outfit, but
What color are you? I'll color coordinate.
it's like my outfit is beige with some pastel designs on it.
Okay.
Hmm.
19, decorating eggs comes from a Ukrainian tradition. And this is
Mhm.
one that's kind of near and dear to us because our mom used to
Yes.
do The ornate eggs were called pysankas, or we always call them pysanky eggs,
Yeah.
which were made by using wax and dyes. And it's kind of like what we were talking about before. You use the wax as a resist for the dye so that it leaves the white shapes. And the ones that mom always made had black paint on them too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Red.
Yeah.
There was a lot of red, black, and white. I think I have one on my kitchen counter.
I have one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. And if you Google Pysanky with an I or a Y at the end, you'll see like pictures, and you can buy Pysanky eggs on Amazon
Huh.
from some places around the world, and it's really really cool. I love that.
And mom always did, she would drain all the egg out. She would poke a pinhole in one end and like a hole about the size of a head of a pin in the other end, very carefully, like with a pen or something. And then you hold it over a bowl and you blow into the pinhole, and the egg, the wet egg stuff that's on the inside of an egg, the yolk and the white, oozes through this hole, and then you let it sit standing up like that somewhere, and it helps they dry out over time. And then you can decorate it and keep it forever until you accidentally smush it. So, or you can be like my mom and have a ceramic mold of an egg and you can paint.
She did that too. Yeah. In fact, I think the Pysanky egg that I still have, that wasn't broken, was a ceramic one. I know I had some that were made with real eggs that got broken,
I can't
but
tell you right now which one mine is. I'd have to go pick it up.
I
Test
know,
it.
right? But oh, mom used to make them for the breakfast every year at Grace. And at the end of the breakfast, she would tell everybody to help themselves to the eggs. And so I kind of think it's cool. It's like a legacy, lots of people have Beverly eggs at their house. In fact, one year we did, when Pastor Kim was at Grace, she brought some Pysanky eggs that she had gotten from Ukraine, and she was showing them to us and did a little thing in her sermon about them. And so one of the ladies knew that she was going to be talking about that and brought some eggs, and they were made by mom. And I thought that was cool. And they were like from like 15 years ago. So it was kind of cool. Yeah. All right. Number 20 is, during medieval times, a very different game was played with eggs. Can you imagine throwing an egg in church? Well, that's exactly what used to happen. The priest would throw, wait, listen to this. The priest would throw a hard boiled egg to one of the choir boys, who would continue to toss it to his peers, who was holding the egg. And whoever was holding the egg when the clock struck 12 was the winner and got to keep it. Now,
What if you just grabbed it and not let it go?
so yeah, so I'm thinking of these teenage boys, like young Joe's age, holding on to these eggs and tossing them at each other, and somebody slipping in one that wasn't boiled.
Oh. Probably to keep it moving, they probably had one of the sisters up in the front with a ruler and give them a whack if they didn't pass it.
For real. Oh my goodness.
Speaking of eggs, the first White House Easter egg roll was in 1878. Rutherford B. Hayes, I kept wanting to say the B before it was time, was the president at the time, but it was President Nixon who first included Easter Bunny in the festivities, with a member of his wife's staff as the lucky person who got to work out in the heat all day.
The bunny today, aren't you lucky? Huh?
A bunch of kids poking at him while they're sweating to death in that suit. Can you imagine?
Oh, so for real. We did a Toastmasters meeting one year, and my friend Jeff came to the Toastmasters meeting, and it was the Saturday before Easter. And he said, "Can I talk to you outside for a second?" And I said, "Sure." And so we step outside. The meeting hadn't started yet. And he convinces me to put this Easter rabbit suit on. Now, I was well into menopause by the time this happened. Not to mention the fact that I am claustrophobic as all get out. And somewhere on the internet, there was a picture of me in this dang Easter bunny suit. And when I tell you that sucker was hot and claustrophobic, and I could not wait to get out of it.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, and he's given this long old introduction. I'm like, just introduce me and let me show this costume and get the heck out of here, because it was hot.
No.
But anyway, it was funny.
Wow. You could never work at Disney.
No, I couldn't. Not as a character.
Me
Ooh,
either.
no.
Well, maybe a princess.
Oh, I could do a princess. I could be the old lady princess. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be good.
You could be the fairy godmother. Oh, wait, that's AJ's job.
Yes, we do have a picture of him in a tutu. Easter is the second biggest candy consuming holiday. Duh. That one's kind of obvious, right? It comes in second only to what? Halloween. Yep. Respectively. Americans spent approximately $1.9 billion on Easter candy last year. 1.9 billion. Holy macroly. That's a lot of money.
Well, I can tell you, I went to Walmart on Monday, and the Easter was serious. And there was big giant middle of the aisle. They use those kiosks type of, like, made out of cardboard, that are the kind of ones they use for in September with the school supplies. Well, really August with the school supplies, but they were full of candy. And then there was more candy in like all the other seasonal aisles, plus all these decorations and toys. And there was so much, it was overwhelming. It was crazy. It's wild. And then here's your favorite. It takes more than a day to make a peep. Approximately 27 hours to be precise. That was back in 1953, when each candy was handmade with a pastry tube. Today they have machines that spit them out, dramatically sped up to just 6 minutes. But an original peep by hand took 27 hours.
Holy macroly. That is
I had to
crazy.
wait that long.
27 hours. I know. And our kids would consume them in all of 3 seconds. If that. Well, the next one is the number of peeps that are made each year. More than 700 million marshmallow peeps are eaten each year. 700 million peeps.
700 million peeps.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a sort of a typo in the title of that number.
Yes.
We were laughing before because it says 700 peeps. We were like, for one kid, or
it's true. Yes.
that's a lot of peeps.
Yeah, and that's throughout the whole year, but most of them are devoured during the Easter season.
Yeah,
as
they
you
make
can
peeps.
imagine.
They make peeps for everything, right? There's even Christmas peeps. The most people, when they eat their Easter bunny, bite the ears off first. And I can testify that I am in that number. I am an ear first eater. And in fact, a whopping 76% say that's where they take their first mouthful, followed by only 5%, who eat the feet first, which makes no sense to me, and 4% who eat the tail first. One of my favorite cartoons, my favorite that associates with Easter, is the one where there's a picture of two Easter bunnies, two chocolate bunnies, and the one chocolate bunny's tail is missing, and he says, "My butt hurts," and the other one's ears are missing, and it says, "What?"
That's so funny. Well, those there are your 25 funny and unexpected trivia facts about Easter, straight from housebeautiful.com. We'll share that article link in our show notes. That was fun.
Yeah, a little Easter excitement,
Mhm.
fun facts, as it were.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we
Do you
hope you're
have,
having a happy Easter.
huh?
So I hope everybody's having a happy Easter out
Me
there.
too. Do
Candy
you have
and
any marinade that you can
I
share
have
that
a
people
little
could think
one.
about today?
I have a little one. I was thinking about how in Lent a lot of people give something up for Lent. And it's meant to be, if you're not familiar with the concept, it's meant to be sort of sacrificial. A lot of Catholics give up meat for Lent, so that's why you always see them holding these fish fries. It's also a good fundraiser opportunity. But we're Lutheran, so we still eat the meat, but chicken 0 points. But we can give stuff up too, and we talked in the past about trying something, adding something new for Lent. But if you're a person who gave something up for Lent, or even if you didn't, springtime with the theme of new life and new beginnings is a great time to try something new, I think. So that's what I've been marinating on, is try something new. And maybe it's something you haven't done before, or maybe it's something you used to do and you maybe keep thinking about getting back to it. Maybe this is your sign to get back to it. And this is probably my sign that I need to work on my garden because it's a disaster.
I
It needs new
don't
life.
have a
That's
garden.
not a weed.
I have already murdered all my plants. So
I have my luck with horticulture, as it were, is kind of opposite of what I want. My weeds are thriving and my plants are dying. And maybe I should just start raising weeds. Then I'd guarantee myself success, wouldn't I? I don't know. I've got my seed.
possibly.
I had some seedlings, but they all bit the dust. But I have a succulent that I'm thinking about propagating. I know the word, how to do it, not so sure, but it's worth a try, right? I have all my supplies. They've been sitting there for months. It's time. It's my sign. Time to get out in the garden.
Wow, it's been a great Easter look at Easter and interesting facts about Easter. Next month, we'll have some great things in store. So
Yep.
look forward to that. But until then, make yourself a priority.
And take care of you.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Thanks for joining us. Make sure you subscribe to keep up on all the latest sauce. See you next time.